Hi, I'm Jillian Gilchrist, Director of Health Professional Outreach at the Connecticut Coalition Against Domestic Violence. It's one thing to know about the importance of screening your patient for intimate partner violence, but it's another thing to be face-to-face with them. And so today I'm going to offer you some best practices and some tools for screening your patient. This can be done in a variety of ways. Best practice does say that you will separate that partner from whoever that they have come with. And so if you want to offer that patient something written that they can fill out before they go into the appointment, or if they are accompanied by a partner, saying to that partner something like, we will come get you as soon as you can join your partner, but we're going to speak with that individual first. Best practice does say that if that individual is accompanied by a child, that if the child is under the age of 2, they can join mom for the screen because they won't know what's being said. But if that child is above the age of 2, they will know what's being said. And best practice does say that you will not screen in front of that child. And some of our experts have some advice on how you might be able to do that.
When you're screening for domestic violence, it's important to make sure that it's a confidential process. One way to make it confidential is to do it on paper or on a tablet so that you're not actually doing the screening process out loud in front of any other individuals who might be in the waiting room or in the examination room.
It is important that you ask all of your patients about intimate partner violence. You can't determine who might be a victim. And so I offer you a framing statement. If the patient is in fact the individual you're asking, you could say something like, we've started asking all of our patients about safe and healthy relationships because it can have such a huge impact on your health. If the patient is a child and you're screening the mom or dad, you could say, we've started asking all of our parents about safe and healthy relationships because it can have such a huge impact on your child's health and well-being. The question we recommend asking is there anyone in your life who is hurting or threatening you in any way? Many healthcare providers have been trained on the question, do you feel safe at home? We advise against that because it is such a broad question that if you live in an apartment complex where there's been a break-in or a fire, that might be where that patient mind goes. Once you ask the question, again, easier said than done. Now you might have a patient who's going to disclose. This could be the first time that this patient ever discloses to someone. And so it is important that you have an appropriate response. You don't need to have all of the answers, and we don't expect you to become an expert on domestic violence, but having some validating statements in your back pocket is really what you need. So if your patient does disclose, saying something like, I'm so sorry that's happening to you, thank you so much for sharing that information, can I tell you about some services that are in the state, is really a wonderful response. And so you might have a patient who says, I need to get out today, I can't go home. Or you might have a patient who says, no, I don't really know if it's domestic violence, he's a good guy, I don't want any information. Depending on those responses, there are referral options. And so if someone needs help immediately, you can call the 888 number, an advocate will get on the line, and they can talk you through and that patient through how they can get out that day. If someone doesn't want information, you can offer them 211, which is the social service hotline in the state, and by calling that number, they can get connected to domestic violence services. You can also hang materials around your office on the back of the exam room door or the back of the bathroom door, and there are tear-offs, and so that patient can take that tear-off if they want. Best practices these days are that you would offer that patient make a call right there in your office. Most people have cell phones, and so if that patient leaves and makes a call to the hotline via their cell phone, their abuser might actually have access to that phone. And so being able to make the call to the domestic violence hotline right in your office on a landline is the best and safest way. When that patient makes that call, an advocate will pick up the line and talk through their different options. You play an integral role in keeping your patients healthy and safe, and we hope that you will screen your patients and make referrals to Connecticut's domestic violence programs.